Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel where we are sharing knowledge. And in today's segment, I wanted to share a little bit of knowledge about how we use our tone with one another. Now, I'm going to say this from the perspective of a parent, and this is simply so that I can be a parent in what I'm trying to describe. So let's say I have a child who is not listening and I have to raise my voice suddenly. Sometimes that is what would pretty much get the attention of anyone who was not used to having such a distraction occur. So sudden loud noises or movements, things like that. Now let's say that we became desensitized to that at a certain point, like let's say during our rebellious teenage years or later on in our adulthood even. Basically, these things that we can, I guess, overlook for a period of time become the foundations of how we have conversations. So if I have to raise my voice in response to an adult, then what they're going to do is generally take it as a criticism. And if they are particularly egocentric, the conversation usually stops at that point in time. If I have to raise my voice to someone, let's say because of a developing emergency, like right now we have a storm system coming in, and if I had to say suddenly, hey, let's make this happen right now, we don't have time to second guess. And if there were a dire need to respond to something, like let's say a toddler not paying attention to their parent, an unruly teenager yelling at their parent, or even a disruptive elder who is frustrated with whatever the situation is, and who is basically yelling. And in today's world, yelling can be the same as ghosting, just for clarification. But basically tantrum throwing. Tantrum throwing can happen across the board, and that's basically why I wanted to talk about this subject as a parent. If I needed to raise my voice, if you needed to raise your voice, what would the circumstances be? How would the challenging subject respond? And what would be the end result as far as what it is that we're trying to achieve? So for me, what I've tended to do anytime I've had some difficulties having conversations is I've written a lot of poetry, and in the past people could read it and understand it and it would make sense. And now in the current times, anything that can be of a cadence that is disciplined, measured, peaceful, can sometimes separate out the conversation from your proximity. So saying the truth basically will set you free, especially if you do it in a peaceful way. And as long as you continue to maintain that positivity and sparingly utilize that raising the voice aspect, generally that's going to be all that's required to stimulate the conversations that are necessary between, I guess, the challenged and the ones who are sharing knowledge. So until next time, just wanted to give you a quick, I guess, several minute synopsis of what it's like to feel like a parent, even though I'm not a parent. Till next time, peace, love, and all that old school stuff.